The Swope Park Rangers got a big victory on the road last weekend and now move back into the playoff positions in the Western Conference. They return home to Children's Mercy Park for the first of a 5-game home stand with a look to solidify their position in the playoffs. They host the Tulsa Roughnecks team, and this game could feature two of the brightest young prospects in USL. It's the Swope Park Rangers versus Tulsa Roughnecks FC next. Good evening and welcome into Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas for some Wednesday night Western Conference action in the USL. The Swope Park Rangers playing host to Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Joined by Sam Cobson, I am Carter Augustine. We'll be bringing you all the action here tonight. And Sam, Swope Park Rangers returning home after a big road victory, but they'll have 5 home games here in a row to really push towards the playoffs.
Certainly sits up well for Paulo Magamura's men, doesn't it? 5 straight home games here at Children's Mercy Park. However, winless in 5 straight here at this venue, and then for Tulsa, coming in, nothing to play for really, playing the spoiler role, I think. And for my money, 2 positive performances from Tulsa on the trot at Rail Monarchs SLC and at St. Louis FC. Big opportunity for them, as I said, to play spoiler.
Big opportunity for Tulsa to play spoiler, and a big opportunity for a young, bright young star on loan from FC Dallas, Jesus Ferreira, in the starting lineup again for Tulsa Roughnecks.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of young talent on the field tonight, and Jesus Ferreira stands out as one of the brightest prospects among them. The 17-year-old is on loan from FC Dallas. 3 goals in his last 2 games, including a brace last Saturday in St. Louis. Ferreira is a man in form. He'll look to continue his scoring ways tonight.
Perhaps one man that will be trying to keep tabs on him is another bright prospect in the USL, Jalen Lindsay, slotting in at right back here tonight for Swope Park Rangers. Yeah,
Jalen may only be 18, but he plays well beyond his years. The pace, the physicality, discipline and defense, quality going forward. Lindsay has it all. Look for the Sporting KC right back to ramble up and down the right flank for the Rangers as they look to strengthen their playoff position.
Swope Park Rangers sitting in 8th place currently. They'll look to solidify their playoff position, try and get back on the winning track at home. Stay tuned. We'll be back for lineups and kick between the Swope Park Rangers and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park. The Swope Park Rangers getting set to host the Tulsa Roughnecks. Let's get right into the starting lineups for today's game, starting with the away side, Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Michael Encian really making his imprint in such short time with this Tulsa team. He's made 2 changes, the team that lost the last time out. Rubaiyat comes in for Ivan Mirkovic, who is out with yellow card suspensions, and DJ Dean getting a start after getting his first assist of the season. DJ
Dean beginning his professional career with Tulsa Roughnecks, the native Tulsan, played at Union High School in Tulsa, making a big impression tonight. We'll see how he does.
Big opportunity for him, second start of the season. Now let's take a look at the home side. Paulo Nagamura making 4 changes from that big 2-1 victory in San Antonio. Coming in, Jalen Lindsay, Gianluca Busio, Parker Marr, and Will Little getting his first start of the season.
Yeah, it's a strong lineup, isn't it, with up to, looks like 6 players on loan from Sporting KC there, with Busio, Kuzain, Lindsay, Jidic, Smith, and Dick. Big one tonight for the Swope Park Rangers.
We are just about set to get underway here in Kansas City, Kansas. Amir Jidic wearing the captain's armband for the Swope Park Rangers this evening. We have plenty of loanees on display for Sporting Kansas City, but also plenty of young talent on the field for both of these teams here this evening. And we are underway here. Little Wednesday Western Conference action in the USL. Swope Park Rangers starting from right to left here in the first half. Tulsa Roughnecks from left to right, wearing their all white with orange trim. Swope Park Rangers in their familiar blue on blue. These 2 teams are meeting for the first time this season. Quirk of the USL schedule, they'll meet just a couple weeks time as well, but 2 teams, Sam Cobb's in on different schedule runs here. Tulsa Roughnecks, 3rd of their 5 straight road games, and Swope Park Rangers with the first of a really crucial 5-game homestand here.
Crucial, as you said it. When you look at it on paper, Swope Park Rangers, it sets up really nicely for them, as 4 of these next 5 opponents are below the playoff line in the USL Western Conference. So sure, it bodes well on paper for Paulo Nagamura's side, but 3 points aren't 3 points until you put more goals up than the other team. And for a Tulsa side, I think it's a team that itself probably has no postseason aspirations, sitting at the bottom of the West. However, their last 2 performances, for my money, have been much better. Narrow losses on the road at St. Louis, at Real Monarchs. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of for them. And tonight, we mentioned it in the outset, an opportunity for them to play spoiler, knock off a Rangers team that is itself playing for playoff position.
Of course, Tulsa Roughnecks with pretty fresh new coach here, Michael Encian, taking over midway through the season, so perhaps an opportunity to impress a new coach as well. Here's Felipe Hernandez trying to slip it through, well read by the mainstay in the back for this Tulsa side, Paris G, but his pass forward for Jesus Ferreira and the youngster offside.
And Ferreira at times tonight may be isolated, as Swope Park Rangers, you would imagine having the lion's share possession throughout the night, but Ferreira will be active, making those runs off the ball, those runs in behind. Be very important for Graham Smith and Amir Jidic to be on the same page throughout the evening.
Jalen Lindsay putting it in behind the back line there for Tyler Blackwood. Back now with Busio. Tries to pop it over, but it's headed down, and now back along the back line with Joshua Morton, and he'll try and push it forward for Tulsa. Lindsay keeps it in play, and the Rangers are able to recover. There's Jalen Lindsay back in the starting lineup today for his 5th start of the campaign. And Sam, we've talked about it a little bit, but this game, plenty of young talent on display with the likes of Jalen Lindsay, Kuzain, Gianluca Busio for the Swope Park Rangers. A couple of FC Dallas loanees, Jesus Ferreira, Brandon Cervania, and then the youngster DJ Dean as well, the Tulsa native. So a lot of bright prospects here this evening.
Absolutely, and I think this is a game, Carter, in which the head coaches of 2 MLS clubs will be watching closely. Obviously, Sporting Kansas City, Peter Vermes, be keeping an eye on the likes of Kuzain and Busio and Jidic and Smith, and obviously Lindsay. But then on the opposite sideline, FC Dallas and Oscar Pareja, he'll be having an eye on Brandon Cervania and Jesus Ferreira up top. Certainly an opportunity for these young players to make a positive impression here as we hit the stretch run, not only of the USL season, but the MLS season as well.
Tulsa with a good bit of possession here as Dean comes tracking back to get on the ball. Alex Rubaiyat with a nice switch of play. Jay's pass as he tried to return it back to Eti Tavares. A little too heavy, and Swope Park Rangers can recover. Trying to get back on the right side of all 3 points at home, where they had been so stellar for a long stretch of the past 2 seasons, Sam, but some tough times recently for the Swope Park Rangers here at Children's Mercy Park.
Really bizarre how the results have unfolded recently, with Rangers going 0-3-2 in their last 5 home games. And on the flip side, Tulsa 0-7-5 on their travels this season. Something's got to give tonight, you'd imagine. But it has been curious. We've seen Swope Park Rangers so stellar here on home soil in Kansas City. The results have eluded them recently, but how big was that win last Saturday? And getting all 3 points at San Antonio FC, taking sole possession of that 8th and final playoff spot. I think when we look back on this 2018 season for the Rangers, that may well be the game that ended up getting them back on track, especially as they springboard into this 5-game homestand.
That result springboarded them over San Antonio FC for the time being in the standings, as Sam said. Swope Park Rangers now in 8th position. And they've got San Antonio FC as one of those teams coming here in this 5-game home stretch, where a lot of the teams are below the playoff line, but a lot of the teams are right in and around this 8th position where the Swope Park Rangers currently occupy.
Yeah, it's going to be a handful of 6-pointers, isn't it, coming up here, where 3 points for one team could completely sway the momentum and the legitimate complexion of that 8-team playoff picture in the West.
It's a great interception by Cousin, and he's found Gianluca Busio streaking through the middle. Good tracking back there by the Roughnecks defenders. Now Cousin with the ball over the top for Barry, and it just bounced past him and out of play.
Yeah, it's a really good look there from Cousin. That diagonal ball over the top, nearly picking out Haji Barry, who has been terrific for Swope Park Rangers this season. 10 goals to his name to go with 4 assists. Just can't quite get in front of that one.
How about that for a camera shot from camera crew here? Almost as if they knew that was going to come nicely off the left peg of Juan Cousin, Juan Kamal. This one drifting out of play again. Cousin back in the lineup for the Swope Park Rangers, making his 14th start of the season, despite spending some time with Sporting Kansas City, including getting a goal here against Minnesota United. Kick from the goalkeeper, Fabian Cerda, straight out of play.
He's been a busy man throughout the season, hasn't he, Fabian Cerda, leading the USL with 90 saves this season. For a Tulsa side that, well, they got off to a shambolic start, 0-8-7, but a lot of improvement, as we've said already, for Michael Encian, 2-3-4 since he took charge. What they've become, Carter, is a lot more difficult to break down, a lot more difficult to beat at the end of the day.
Certainly some positive signs moving forward for this Tulsa Roughnecks side, despite back-to-back tough losses, as you said, on the road in their first 2 of that 5-game road game streak. Both 3-2 losses on the road. Here's a good interception high off the pitch, but Cousin is there to pick up the scraps. His pass, however, in turn intercepted.
It's a decent high press there from Tulsa, not allowing Swope Park Rangers to be comfortable in possession. Leads to a foul there.
Eti Tavares picking up the foul. He's coming on strong, been bolstered by the coaching change. He's appeared in all 8 games for Michael Encian and has appeared in 12 straight. This will be his 13th start of the season. Picked up the foul there, so Tulsa Roughnecks aren't quite sure if they were going to move some bodies forward, but they come up late, do a couple of the big bodies from the back. Here's Vukovic standing over this free kick. Curls it right into the grateful hands of Eric Dick.
And Eric Dick, we get a look there at a player who was fantastic last Saturday in San Antonio. 6 saves, including a handful of excellent stops in the second half. Absolutely instrumental in helping the Rangers secure all 3 points down at Toyota Field. And the man on the ball now, Amir Djidic, USL Team of the Week selection himself. Ended up scoring the game winner on a corner kick, a header off a corner kick from Felipe Hernandez.
Swope Park Rangers building from the back, going from left to right. Jalen Lindsay's run forward is met by DJ Dean, and so the Rangers move it back to Amir Djidic. Of course, this is Swope Park Rangers' MO, leading the league in passing. Second in passing accuracy, 82% on the season. And it's something that head coach Paulo Nagamura has really been working with his side throughout the season to try and build this style of play.
Yeah, certainly is trying to mirror that approach that Sporting Kansas City employs at the MLS level, obviously, under Peter Vermes. And what Sporting Kansas City has constructed is a system of vertical integration, as we've talked about many times, Carter, whereby the Swope Park Rangers and Sporting KC Academy teams, even down to the U12s, mimic that style of play, that 4-3-3 possession-based system, playing from the back. Paid dividends so far.
Hernandez striding forward and unleashes a strike with plenty of venom behind it, but still rising, and goes over Fabian Cerda's goal.
Well, we've seen Hernandez hit these from this distance in the past. This one knuckles just high, as we get a good look at that one there. But Hernandez certainly not shy, and certainly willing to try his luck from distance.
So we've seen the Swope Park Rangers really at some of their best form this season, creating a turnover high up the pitch. This goal kick will drift all the way back to Eric Dick. He was in the Team of the Week this week, and he had the Save of the Week last week as well in the USL. Eric Dick making his 10th start for the Swope Park Rangers on loan from Sporting KC.
He's a player that the Sporting Kansas City coaching staff is very high on. I think he has a legitimate future as an MLS goalkeeper. 23-year-old Dick.
There's fantastic work from Haji Berry, coming back under extreme pressure to keep the ball there and carry it. Now he's making a run forward into the box. Kuzain trying to pick him out. Well defended in the end. Looked like Claudio Munoz, the man that was able to head that one away under pressure. Another high pressure turnover. Now Gianluca Busio cutting in field. Busio on his right, blocked away. Again, Munoz there to quell the danger.
It's very important that Munoz did so. That's good work there from Tavares to win another foul. Busio was on his way there. To cut centrally onto his right foot, have a shot on goal. Tavares, product of the RSL Academy. 20-year-old, plenty of potential for him as well.
Does well to draw the foul, relieve a little bit of pressure. For the Tulsa Roughnecks here. Just can't quite keep it in play though. So it'll be out of bounds for a Swope Park Rangers throw along the far side. Nemanja Vukovic made 15 appearances for Columbus Crew back in 2012. The well-traveled left back for Tulsa Roughnecks, making his 18th appearance of the campaign.
Certainly no shortage of experience along that Tulsa back line is there, with Vukovic, a 34-year-old Montenegrin. Josh Morton, 22-year-old rookie out of Cal Berkeley, but then you have Claudio Munoz, the captain, 33 years of age, and Paris G. Excellent season he's been having with 3 goals, 6 assists.
Only 24, but still well experienced, having spent a couple seasons in Croatia, Paris G. And as you mentioned, probably the leader for player of the season for Tulsa at the moment. Here's the youngster, DJ Dean. Picks out a good pass for Tavares over on the near-hand side. Back now with Dean. Finds an angle for a shot. Good pocket of space, but not enough power to really trouble Eric Dick.
Well, that chance stems from Tavares. Positive play there as he dashes through the central channel, lays it off for DJ Dean. And while it's certainly not enough to beat Dick, a good look there, and this is a bad giveaway.
And it's still loose here in the area and fired home. Michael Gamble capitalizing on the error in the back, and he gives Tulsa a lead on the road.
Credit Gamble for keeping his cool. And it's an excellent finish. But the Rangers will be disappointed in how that chance popped itself in the first place. Gamble making the Rangers pay for the giveaway in the back, and it's 1-0 to Tulsa.
Michael Gamble with his 3rd goal of the season. He made no mistake after the 2 mistakes made by the Swope Park Rangers along the back line. And so Tulsa get a lead here on the road where they are winless on the season, and the Swope Park Rangers will have to come from behind if they try and get their first home win in their last 5 attempts.
Well, in USL style, it's an unpredictable script from the get-go. Not sure how many people had Tulsa pegged to draw first blood in this one, but they've done just that, and credit to them for doing so. Rangers head coach Paolo Nagamura will be very disappointed in how that goal arose, the giveaway in the back. However, it was still up to Gamble to make them pay, and he did just that with a fine finish into the corner.
Really calm finish in the box there. Gamble, he had all the time in the world as well. Erjidic, like he had a chance to clear that after turnover in the back, but Gamble stayed alert, dispatched the chance, and Tulsa take a 1-0 lead early on in this one. So how do the Swope Park Rangers respond? Lucio dropping deep to get on the ball. It's a wonderful ball, nicely dummied by Haji Berry. Parker Marr being forward into the attack. And it's a miscommunication between he and Hernandez out of play. It'll be a Tulsa throw.
You mentioned it, Carter. The response right now from the Swope Park Rangers is absolutely essential. What you don't want is that shell shock to settle in, whereby you're trailing against a team you'd expected to exercise a superiority over throughout the game. And credit to Tulsa again for coming out, starting positively. Even before that goal from Gamble, we saw some good things from Tavares setting up Dean.
The Rangers are 3-7-1 this season after conceding the first goal. Hussein trying to slide it in behind the back line. Here's Bucio sprinting onto it and not shy to take a shot from a really difficult angle there. It'll go out for a corner.
We're going to see another look at this one as Hussein plays a clever ball upfield. Bucio latches onto it, wins his team a corner, and this is where Swope Park Rangers scored on Saturday against San Antonio. It was a set piece, a corner kick from the boot of Hernandez.
Players in a line vertically by the penalty spot. It's to the back post where Smith gets ahead to it. Tulsa bench wanted a foul. Nothing given by the referee, and in any case, Fabian Cerda able to clutch on to this one.
Graham Smith has the right idea here in that he tries to cushion the ball back across the face of goal, but it's an easy play for Cerda, and yeah, here comes Tulsa again.
There's G finding the ball out wide right with Tavares. Quick little step over, trying to get past Marr, who did well to close it down. Still loose, though, and Marr coming off to it does well to get past G. Not able to get past Tavares, who does well backtracking. He's kept it in play here.
Excellent early start for Tavares. And involved early and often for a Tulsa side that has its tails up right now. By the looks of it, certainly not a side that would be anchoring the bottom of the West, would it?
Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Swope Park Rangers trying to build from the back here as they trail by a goal to nil. 10-9-7 on the season. The Rangers, as Smith and Busio can't quite connect on that one.
If we want to dig into the history books, Carter, Swope Park Rangers a perfect 6-0-0 against this Tulsa side. 6 regular season meetings that span from 2016 to 2017. As we mentioned, the first meeting between the sides here tonight. Certainly a long ways to go, but Tulsa off to a bright start here and hoping to get their first result of the series.
Will Little just couldn't quite sort his feet out there as he tried to pop it forward. Big chance for him here this evening. Will Little, just 5 sub appearances on the season for a total of 58 minutes coming into this game.
Yeah, it's a huge night for the 20-year-old, isn't it? Will Little trying to make a strong impression and make the most of this opportunity that Paulo Nagamura has given him. And credit to Will Little for earning this opportunity, staying patient. It's never going to be easy for young players, no matter how talented, no matter how gifted they are. You got to put in that work. In the early days as a professional are always going to be a grind. Will Little has stayed the course, and big opportunity tonight for him.
Big shoes to fill as well. Carlton Belmar, the man he's replaced in the lineup here for Paulo Nagamura in tonight's game.
You're talking about trying to replace one of the best attacking players in the USL. When you talk about it per 90-minute production standpoint, Carlton Belmar up there among the best in the league. He's brought the Rangers 9 goals this season. Suffered a little bit of a knee injury, a little knock, as they call him in training this week. Nothing serious, but a bit of a precaution for Paulo Nagamura and the Rangers.
Graham Smith draws the foul. Here he is back on the ball. Rookie on loan from Sporting Kansas City, making his 17th start for the Swope Park Rangers. Here's Busio. Nice return pass. He's found Jalen Lindsay in some space, who pops a good ball forward for Will Little. Little sliding across back along the penalty spot, but well read along the back line by, looks like Joshua Morton, who then picks up the foul as well. Good work there from the rookie out of Cal.
Hey, too much coming out of your side.
Tyler Blackwood getting a little bit of a chat from the man in the middle as well. That is Jonathan Belinsky, our referee. Belinsky, center man for this evening's match. Haji Berry back now with Jidic. Tulsa pressing ever farther forward, and they force Dick into an awkward pass, but he's found Busio and acres of space in the center circle. Busio still striding forward. Wants a foul, and he gets it there. Right at the last second, Busio sticking a toe in there, earning a foul high up the pitch.
I think Busio gets a little fortunate here as his touch was a bit heavy. The ball got out in front of him. Went in for the challenge. Belinsky awards the Rangers a free kick here in an opportunistic situation. So Jonathan Belinsky, he doesn't shy away from the arm curls, does he?
It's a referee in better shape than most of the players out there. Certainly in better shape than you or I.
That is true.
Kuzain standing over it. This one bounces in front of the goalkeeper. Didn't quite get a hold of that, but we've seen Kuzain with the ability to hit those from those free kick situations.
We certainly have. We've seen him be able to hit those These balls that knuckle over the wall, they dip at the last second, you know. The prototypical model you'd look at in terms of players who can strike those that way would be Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe Didier Drogba in the past. Hussein, we've seen him do it before, and we've seen him score in this stadium off such a free kick. No shortage of quality in that young man's game.
Perhaps a citer for later. This particular free kick not troubling saves leader in the USL, Cerda. But again, the Rangers with plenty of possession along the back line. Jidic just wanting a bit more movement in front of him. He'll go back now with Eric Dick. Tulsa being patient. Their press. It's a clever chest down from Mara, and that can start perhaps an attack for the Swope Park Rangers. Barry over to Busio. Cutting inside, Busio slots it for Barry. Big save from Cerda, still alive. And Lindsay's cutback is hacked clear.
This is a massive stop from Fabian Cerda. And it's terrific stuff between Busio and Barry. How good is that stop right there to keep the score at 1-0 in favor of Tulsa? The Rangers have won themselves a free kick now.
Cerda will have some work to do to set up a wall here. It was a quickly taken throw by the Rangers, and quickly into the action. Busio drawing another foul. He's starting to pop up in some good areas for the Swope Park Rangers, Gianluca Busio. So, free kick from the other side of the pitch just a few minutes ago, and now the three SKC Academy youngsters, Academy products, standing over this free kick. First to have a problem perhaps with Fabian Cerda, goalkeeper. Bit of an awkward position here.
I think his save off of Barry's low drive didn't come without a little pain. But right now, if you're one of the three Rangers standing over it, make Cerda work for this if you're putting it on goal.
Cerda appears to be okay. The referee now going to have a word with the wall. It's Kuzain. Oh! Sensational! Kuzain with the free kick. A wonderful goal, and we are tied at 1.
What a hit! Juan Kuzain, Juan Kamal, take a bow, son. Because you cannot strike a ball any better than this. The left peg over the wall, into the corner, stunning from the 19-year-old. And the Rangers are level. See the ball dip over the wall there, and the movement is out of this world. Cerda left leaping for it, and it's 1-1.
Kuzain not stopping there. He ducks right in to steal the ball away and earn a foul for his side after he's just leveled the score at 1 apiece with his second wonderful free kick goal on the season.
You had mentioned it, Carter, just a few minutes back, how he has that ability to hit those free kicks in such a way. And he does that there, and a moment of magic has the host level.
Well, he had just set his sights with the earlier attempt, not 4 or 5 minutes before that goal. Free kick moved to the other side of the goal, but it seemed like Kuzain had figured out how he wanted to strike the ball from that first attempt, and he made no mistake this time.
And I think it was imperative that he put that ball on goal, and you know, I think it perhaps stating the obvious there, but Cerda, who had gone down just seconds earlier on that save that he made from Barry's strike, and that discomfort in the midsection.
Still trying to stretch it out there.
He is.
Off camera right now, Cerda just trying to stretch out that region that we saw, the midsection. Yeah, that's a great point, Sam Cobson. Players saw he was struggling and put it on frame. What a move there from Busio, really growing into the game here. Busio, still Busio. Just caught in between two minds there, and it'll drift back to Serta.
Yeah, but the creativity was there, and Busio certainly has had his tail up over the last 15 minutes or so, looking awfully dangerous in that attacking half. Him and Blackwood and Little can get on the same page with those runs. Barry as well, obviously.
A bit of passing there from Tulsa to pass their way out of that Rangers high press. Rare misstep there from Paris G, and it's Busio again in the center circle, up for Lindsay. Really sorted his feet out nicely there to drop it back with Busio.
Well, half hour gone, Carter. I think it was maybe a bit of a lethargic start from the Rangers, and Tulsa will have loved the way they started the game.
They come on the counter. Tulsa looking for Ferreira, just past the outstretched boot of the youngster. And Lindsay coming back to cover. It's a potentially dangerous situation for the Rangers back line.
It was well handled from Jidic.
Busio's lofted pass forward. It's a bit too far for Blackwood. It's a quick restart on the free kick here from the Rangers. Can they catch Tulsa off guard? Interchange of passes offside. Haji Berry just about there from the Rangers as they tried to catch Tulsa sleeping. And Sam, let's take another look at the goal, the equalizer from the youngster, Juan Couzain.
Well, the technique here is absolutely flawless. He just puts his laces through it. As cool as you like. Not quite sure if that takes a deflection or if that's just the incredible movement that he puts on that ball. Nevertheless, it's an excellent moment there for young Juan Couzain.
Oh, we talk about the young shining stars for both of these teams. There was one making his mark on the game, and now the Tulsa Roughnecks have plenty of white shirts streaming forward. Tavares one-on-one with Marr, trying to go around a player. Tulsa bench wanted a foul, and they get it just outside the area. It'll be a yellow card to Parker Marr as well.
It looked like an awfully soft foul awarded there to me. I don't know if Parker Marr gets booked for the reaction to the call. We're going to see it again here as Tavares drives at Marr. Maybe he gets him with the left arm there.
Little chicken wing there from Parker Marr. He seems aggrieved to have gone into the referee's pocketbook here, the first player in the game to do so. And he'll have a tough task as Eti Tavares has really started this game pretty bright now for Tulsa on the right wing. So Eric Dick now will have a free kick to deal with in a similar position from which Couzain scored the equalizer for the Swope Park Rangers. It's Nemanja Vukovic.
Watch, get left.
Looking like he really wants this free kick. Referee's whistle. It's Vukovic low and straight at Eric Dick.
I think we maybe saw what was coming there. Vukovic bending it low around the wall there through the gap. Easy pickings for Eric Dick.
The Rangers can breathe a sigh of relief after, again, Tulsa. Body streaming forward on that break opportunity. Jidic taking his space, and Busio in a pocket of space on the left. Exchanges passes with Marr. We'll pop it back now with Graham Smith.
We've seen Busio find these pockets of space pretty frequently throughout the game, and I think it's only a matter of time. If Tulsa keeps affording Busio that kind of real estate, he will make them pay sooner before later.
The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Rangers still confident along the back line despite a mistake in passing it along the back line that led to Tulsa Roughnecks' goal. It's one of those things, isn't it, Sam? It comes with the territory when you play with possession so often. There might be one or two mistakes made in dangerous areas.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that happens if you're a possession-based team. When you fall on your sword, it often looks like that. It's when you have the ball in the back, you try to play out of the back, turnover occurs from it, the opponent makes you pay, and that was precisely what happened to the Rangers there. And credit to Michael Gamble for putting Tulsa on the board first.
We've heard from Peter Vermees and Paulo Nagamura about those positions, and yeah, it may happen sometimes, but it's how you respond to such, as you mentioned, it falling on the sword plays.
Another reason why this system predicates itself on center backs who are good with the ball at their feet, and I think Graham Smith and Amir Jidic fit the bill.
Smith on the ball. He led the league for a long stretch of the season in passes. Smith again. This time he'll stride forward. University of Denver product. And a long bit of sustained pressure now from the Swope Park Rangers. Bit of Hauser touch there, back to Graham Smith, but he dealt well with it. And now Jidic trying to invite Marr on a gut-busting run down the left flank. It's a good pass. Marr catches up to him. Barry with the cross behind Swope Park Rangers attacker. How about that job from Kuzain to come clean up the pieces, and it's still with the Rangers.
Kuzain in that number 6 spot. He's not a physical destroyer. He's not someone who's going to come in and be overly physical. That swashbuckling number 6 that you might see is going to be a bit more of a finesse approach. Number 6 you might see a la Spain's tiki-taka system. So clever with the ball at his feet, so clever in his movements. What separates Kuzain, allows him to compete. Those who are otherwise physically stronger than him.
It's a good throw out from Serda, and then some fancy footwork from DJ Dean. As you mentioned, the Tulsa Union High School product, the youngster, 19-year-old, getting his second start of the season here this evening after getting his first pro assist in the last game at St. Louis. Came on as a sub, assisted one of Jesus Ferreira's goals. Haji Berry, we've seen him drop deep in this game, trying to get involved. So we are under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. 1-1 after Michael Gamble gave the visitors a lead. Still searching for their first road victory on the season. It was soon canceled out by Kuzain's wonderful free kick. And that is where we stand at the moment. Smith. Inch perfect into the chest of Marr. And Busio now. Clever back heel. Marr into the area, scoops it forward, and just a bit too far for Felipe Hernandez.
Spellbinding stuff from Gianluca Busio there. I don't think anyone saw that pass coming. Unreal. 16-year-old, terrific vision there to play his teammate through.
Here he is again, and he'll slide it in behind. Blackwood in behind the back line, cutting it back, and just a little too far, but the ball bounces to the edge of the area. Hernandez onto the right foot, straight at the goalkeeper. Here's Barry! Oh, and somehow that goes over.
Rangers knocking on the door, and knocking hard. Taking multiple bites at the apple here. Serda's going to make a save. The ball falls to Hernandez here. Stop there from the Tulsa keeper, and the rebound from Barry flashes just wide. Strong moment there from the host, who looked certainly capable of finding a second here before halftime.
And as you mentioned, it may come from the boot of Gianluca Busio, again creating that chance with the ball in behind Tyler Blackwood. Just 16 years old, Gianluca Busio, but one of the brighter prospects in American soccer, and you can see why. As you mentioned, he's a player that you don't want finding those pockets of space despite being only 16, but here's a rip from Felipe Hernandez. He just can't quite get the pass, and what a chance that was for Swope Park Rangers.
Certainly was, and Tulsa let off the hook there.
Again, a misplayed pass. Hernandez this time pokes it forward. Blackwood onside into the area. Wonderful defending and a bit of administration there from Josh Morton, just telling his teammates to, hey, clean it up. There's a few mistakes that led to Swope Park Rangers' chances.
Well, the Roughnecks are at 6s and 7s right now. Certainly something they'll want to clean up unless they want to go to the halftime break trailing. Tulsa, for their money, will have put in too decent of a performance in the first half to go to halftime down. Rangers really starting to flex their muscle here.
Hernandez delivery to the back post. Jidic is there. He heads it back to a dangerous area. Good touch, though. Get it away from pressure. Zane back onto it, trying to pop it over. He can't get it over the body of DJ Dean. Little was there to snuff out the counterattack.
I think what we've seen is the movement from Little, Blackwood, and Barry up top has created this space in between that soft spot where Busio's been able to occupy, where Kuzani's been able to occupy, and Hernandez, where they've really had some room to operate and create some quality chances here.
Floating this one up to the back stick. Dean will get there ahead of Little. Tough position. And it'll be a goal kick, as will Little just doing enough to put DJ Dean off there. And it's a quickly taken goal kick, and Eric Dick upset with himself as he shanks this one out of play. We've seen that certainly from Sporting Kansas City. Part of vertical integration, they try to get those goal kicks restarted as quickly as possible. Here's Gamble, the goal scorer. Tackled well, though. Jidic and Marr combining to take it off his toe. Busio hopefully looking up the pitch. Blackwood is 1-on-3 there, and it's well marshaled by Morton. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. Not sure if this is a foul or a throw-in. Referee wants a word with the fourth here, as it happened right in front of the fourth official.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of challenges there as Marr goes down in a heap. I think the card has ultimately stayed out of the referee's pocket. Critical juncture of the game here, I think, for Tulsa. If they can get to the break, level at 1-1, I think they'd be delighted, especially with the way the last 15 or so minutes have gone, with Rangers really starting to dominate proceedings. Yeah, the final 2 minutes and change play out.
Tulsa not exactly extending the press as rigorously as they were in the early stages of this game. Rangers trying to pass through it. Zane now with Lindsay. Jidic. Marr trying to help it on, but Sliding challenge from G was enough to put him off just enough. Paris G, as we mentioned, first in minutes for this team. He's got 6 assists, which is first on the team. 3 goals from his right back possession, good for a tied for second. He's been the everyman for Tulsa Roughnecks this season. Here he is on the ball, and he's found a good pass inside for Ferreira. Plenty of space here. Now out wide left with Dean. Good little chop move, DJ Dean. Just kind of ran out of space in the end.
It's a good touch there from Dean on the edge of the box. Chooses not to pull the trigger, and at the end of the day, the Rangers came away with the ball, but good diagonal ball there to start that move forward from Ferreira, and Dean showing some quality on the ball.
Wackwood just tried to flip that one up around the corner. Vukovic able to read the danger. Over Rubaiyat. Good pass now, Ferreira. He's starting to drop a little deeper. He's found another good pass out to DJ Dean. Dean, pass little, finds a good ball for Gamble, who pops it up to himself and smashes it over. But the Roughnecks right on the stroke of halftime there with a big chance.
Not a bad end to the first period here for the visitors, as we see Dean setting it up for Gamble, looking for his second goal of the game. That from Barry. He's not going to get away with it. It's going to be a yellow card.
Before halftime, his ball's fucking everywhere. He's trying to waste time. You think he's trying to waste time?
Well, you did hear that the Rangers bench did not agree with the yellow card, but time wasting is what the referee said, or delay of a restart at least. I know it's a point of emphasis in Major League Soccer this year. Haji Berry with his frustrating kick away at the ball, and he'll go into the book here.
Yeah, it's just an act that you aren't going to be able to get away with no matter the time of the game. Obviously, time wasting wasn't his intention there. More an act of frustration, nevertheless, burying the books.
Lucio, under a host of white shirts, loses out. Is there time for a goal just before the stroke of halftime here? Dean. Size up Lindsay 1v1. Drop it back with Vukovic. That cross blocked away. Rubaiyat. Gamble just recycling his run to get onside. Can't quite keep it in play, and take the corner flag with him. Good run from Michael Gamble, the goal scorer. Just couldn't match it with his first touch there. And so Eric Dick will slowly draw this ball over to the right-hand side of the box, and that will be the last action of the first half. Tulsa Roughnecks taking the lead early on through Michael Gamble, but Kuzain equalizing with the free kick. It's 1-1 at halftime between the Swope Park Rangers and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Stick with us as we will be back for stats and analysis at the halftime break. SPR 1, Tulsa 1. Halftime here at Children's Mercy Park. The Swope Park Rangers and Tulsa Roughnecks tied at 1 goal apiece. Well, it was a special sporting salutes night out at the park for Sporting Kansas City over the weekend. And for one member of the SKC roster, it was even more special as Kyrie Shelton, son of a military man, was able to go with Carlton Belmar and visit Whiteman Air Force Base last week.
Today was more about coming back to a base and thanking these guys for what they do. Also to see some of the cool little gadgets and aircrafts they fly. And also to get to know them a little bit better and kind of get to know what they do on a daily basis for those people who don't know. I grew up on a military base, and coming back to a base it's a special feeling. It's a little bit emotional because there's just a lot of things that tie into being in a military family. My father, he did 22 years in the Army, so it's a lot of sacrifice from my father and a lot of sacrifice from my mother as well to cater and take care of myself and my siblings included. Just to be able to give back and show appreciation to what they're doing for everyone in the U.S. is amazing.
Really cool to hear from Kyrie Shelton on something that is near and dear to his heart. Wonderful visit from Sporting Kansas City to the Whiteman Air Force Base last week. It's 1-1 here at halftime between the Swope Park Rangers and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Stick with us as we'll come back and break it down with stats, standings, and around the league.
Will send the cross in, and what a goal by USL's leading goal scorer, Thomas Evelson.
Lancaster, and it's 1-0 to Louisville City.
Rio. Have not drawn a match as Langsdorff has found the back of the net and leveled the tally in the 79th minute, his 14th goal of the season.
Vega. Devin Vega shooting. Goal! Mendiola! Big launch with the right!
Oh, Steinberger, second opportunity! Welcome to North Carolina FC! Zach Steinberger has tied it at 1! He has Dabo! Big try! Bingo! Mohamed Dabo!
Cross goal! And the goal by Bustamante, and Fresno may indeed sneak out of here with a point.
Hoffman outside the 18, shot, goal, goal, goal! Looking forward to Hoffman, goal! The brace!
Justin Davis, that's a great goal!
King steps up, creating the turnover,
Nanko, save made by Pickens, follow save, and a devastating goal by the Bethlehem Steel.
New York have tied it up. It's 4-4.
Oh, Reeder saves it!
An impressive save!
Saved off the line, Lubin!
But it's swatted away by Cohen.
Derek producing a fantastic diving save, and it's Tyler Derrick again, who's had an incredible performance.
Saved by Restrepo! Not once, but twice!
Shot pushed away by Lopez.
Oh, and what a save by Marcin Kowski.
He gives it a strike off Cardoni.
Arduro with the big shot and a great save by Newton.
And a save by Matt Pickens.
Great save as Eric Dick got a hand on it.
Fantastic save there from Laurent.
Halftime here at Children's Mercy Park. Swope Park Rangers, Tulsa Roughnecks knotted at 1 apiece. Joined by Sam Cobbs, and I'm Carter Augustine. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the stats from the first half as Roughnecks get off to a good start with the opening goal, but it's equalized by Kuzain. And Sam Cobbs, what sticks out to you on these first half stats?
Well, Tulsa had the first 3 shots on target of the game. They had 3 at one point, Rangers had none, and then as you can see, Rangers starting to assert their superiority as the half wore on, showed what they were capable of in many ways going forward, and I think at 1-1, we are delicately set up for a fascinating final 45 minutes.
Of course, the Swope Park Rangers getting a win last week, and that put them back into the playoff positions in the USL Western Conference. They're trying to solidify their standing at the moment in 8th position, but plenty of teams in and around them.
Yeah, there's no margin for error for the Swope Park Rangers, is there? And I think what they will be helped by is the fact that they do have this 5-game homestand. Not having to travel out west could play a big role here in putting Paulo Nagamursman in the right frame of mind, getting them back on form when it matters most. This is a Swope Park Rangers team, we should remember, that has peaked at the right time in each of the last 2 seasons as Western Conference champions in 2016 and 2017.
Well, it's the first of a 5-game homestand, and plenty of to look forward to in that homestand. Plenty of big games in the Western Conference and some fun little giveaways as well. Make sure you come out to the park this Sunday as it's a Hat Trick Harry giveaway. Not a bad looking little Hat Trick Harry there, is it?
Not at all. Quite cute, actually.
Cuter there than in person, you'd have to say. Little Hat Trick Harry bobblehead if you want to come out to the Swope Park Rangers game here on Sunday. Something really cool to look forward to in that one. Now let's look at some of the around the league highlights. FC Cincinnati, of course, just leaving their mark on USL before they head off to Major League Soccer.
More than 350,000 fans they've drawn across the entire season. That's another USL record that FC Cincinnati has set. They'll certainly be an exciting addition for Major League Soccer next year. They've made a great impact, great inroads here for the United Soccer League.
Really outstanding second half hat trick. Saw Tom Barlow get his Player of the Week honor, and we just saw Reno 1868 here at Children's Mercy Park before they had a couple of crucial games against rivals. One of those games was against Las Vegas Lights, and Antoine Hopino really coming up big for Reno.
We've certainly seen what Antoine Hopino is capable of. He put the Rangers to the sword last season. Was the man of the match in a 4-1 win over the Rangers here in Kansas City, and then Hopino was here in town not too long ago as Reno 1868 tied the Rangers in a 3-3 thriller. That was not too long ago, as I said, on August 19th.
Reno with games at hand over just about everyone in front of them as they try and climb up the USL Western Conference. Speaking of climbing up the Western Conference, that's what the Swope Park Rangers are hoping to do. They trailed early, but have pulled back an equalizer before halftime, and we'll be looking for a winner in the second half. It's 1-1 between the Swope Park Rangers and Tulsa Roughnecks. Stick with us, as we'll be back for the second half kick. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park. Swope Park Rangers and Tulsa Roughnecks about set to kick off the second half with all 3 points still very much up for grabs. And let's see why that is the case as we take a look at the first half highlights in this one. It was a good start for the Tulsa Roughnecks as well as they pounced on a Swope Park Rangers combination of mistakes to take the lead.
Yeah, it's a giveaway in the bag from the Rangers, and Michael Gamble's going to latch onto it and slot home for his 3rd goal of the season. A fine finish here past Eric Dick.
It wasn't 1-0 for very long as the Swope Park Rangers responded well. A couple of good chances from set pieces that went begging. So there, Graham Smith getting in on the action as Serta able to claim that one easily, but
we saw Barry and Busio combine here, through ball in, and Serta with a big save for Tulsa, but seconds later, a moment of pure quality from Juan Cousin.
This one's the angle here as you see the dip and swerve.
Just an absolutely stunning free kick, and it draws the team's level, and that's where we stand, 1-1 going into the second half.
Cousin with his second sumptuous free kick of the season. He equalized the score here in the first half. Swope Park Rangers trying to get back to winning ways at home. So dominant in Kansas City for such a long stretch dating back into last season. Tulsa Roughnecks trying to build off that good start to the game, but really we're under pressure for the majority of that first half. What do they have in them? As you see, Rangers never die. How many late goals have we seen in Kansas City for the Swope Park Rangers? We'll have to do it again in the second half here today if they want to grab 3 points and move up the Western Conference standings. We are back underway here in the second half. Two teams have switched sides, and the Tulsa Roughnecks in their all-white uniforms with orange socks and orange trim with the ball going from right to left. Swope Park Rangers wearing their home blue on blue. And Haji Berry calling for a handball, trying to help the referee out there, and he's gotten what he asked for. Sam Cobb's in. We saw a really fascinating first half between these two teams. Swope Park Rangers go down early, they get back into it. What do you want to see from them here in this second half as they try and move forward and get 3 points in this one?
I think it's continuing to do what you were doing for the majority of the first half there, especially after falling behind, is finding Busio, finding Hernandez in space, that soft area just outside the box. It's Tulsa back line. See ball over the top there, easy collecting for Serta. This Tulsa back line, even so occupied with covering the runs of Blackwood, Berry, and Little. And it's left that Swope Park Rangers midfield with some room to operate, and I think continuing to find Busio, continuing to find Hernandez in those spaces will be beneficial for the hosts. And then on the flip side for Tulsa, you want to limit those opportunities.
Blackwood touching in around a defender here. And an excellent challenge in the end by Paris G, but to his dismay, didn't go off Tyler Blackwood according to the referee, so it'll be an early corner kick for the hosts.
Blackwood with some breakneck speed on that left flank does well to Rangers a corner kick here.
Hernandez delivering towards the back stick, and an awkward clearance, well handled in the end there by Nemanja Vukovic.
And Vukovic has to be sure here. He just heads it behind. We see the set piece come in from Hernandez. It's Graham Smith looking there at the far post, isn't it?
Vukovic taking no chances, so it'll be another corner in quick succession here for the Rangers. Hernandez. Lindsay unmarked and just over the crossbar.
This is one Jalen Lindsay might be thinking about when he goes to bed tonight. That's a very clean look in the box there off the corner kick. Tulsa let off the hook as marking there was far from satisfactory.
Rangers proving a threat from set pieces as they have done throughout the season. looking for that first professional goal. Here's Dean. Cutting inside. Found Gamble. Goal scorer. He's trying to slot it in behind there. Brandon Cervania making the run forward. Meanwhile, for Tulsa Roughnecks, as you said, trying to limit those chances from Swope Park Rangers, but we saw them press at various times throughout that first half as well, and had some degree of success with it as well.
Correct. It wasn't an overly aggressive press, but it was one that made the Rangers think a bit faster with the ball at their own feet, and ultimately it helped lead to the first goal of the game.
Driven back though, the Roughnecks, as that first half wore on. The Rangers with their possession style. Barry trying to flick it into the path of Hernandez, but just was a little too far ahead of him. And Dean has found some space on the left-hand side this time. Lindsay read that poor touch well, but it bounces to Cervania. Rubaiyat was a late addition to this Tulsa Roughnecks roster, the holding midfielder. There he is, getting another touch on the ball. He's in the game in place of Ivan Mirkovic today. He was signed just on July 26th. Just made his debut on August 11th for Tulsa. Rubaiyat, well experienced in the USL. Here's a good run down the right-hand side. G cutting it back and crucially intercepted there by Jalen Lindsay.
There we saw the quality that Paris G brings to this Tulsa side. Buccaneers down that right side. Gives off the pass, collects it again, cuts it back, and it's good defending at the end of the day from Jalen Lindsay, the 18-year-old who we've had our eye on from the get-go in this broadcast.
Read that well, so well, didn't he, the youngster at right back, when it looked like Tulsa would have a wide open shot in the box. Time intervention from young Jalen Lindsay. We'll take another look at it. What a run here from Paris G as well.
It's impressive stuff. It's a good read from Jalen Lindsay. Just when you thought, Carter, that maybe SPR was going to settle into this thing more comfortably in the second half and have their way, also continuing to throw punches themselves. And very much in the balance in the final 40 minutes.
Good high pressing there, forces Jidic into Aaron's pass. That's a tough take for G. He's done well. Here he goes again, trying to stream forward from his right back position, but Cervania beat by Hernandez, and now Bucio past two defenders, and it's a foul on Vukovic and a yellow card for the left back for the Tulsa Roughnecks.
Yeah, it's a professional foul. Vukovic takes down a player who is 18 years younger than himself. Bucio with the ball on his feet, keeping it close. He gets chopped to the turf. An easy call at the end of the day for Jonathan Walensky.
Vukovic, no complaints about the yellow card, went over to the referee to accept his fate. Knew what he was doing there, as Bucio was looking plenty dangerous, sprinting forward with the ball. So Cousin, who has scored from a set piece, this one is quite some distance out. So he'll slot it over to the right-hand side, and Lindsay in a one-on-one finds Little. Clever turn from Little, and Bucio just pops it up over the crossbar. Good creative play there from Will Little to cut that out from seemingly nowhere, and it's a good chance for Gianluca Bucio.
Wonderful turn and service from Will Little. How good is that? And I don't think Bucio half expects that ball to reach his foot, but nonetheless does. He lashes his right boot at it and it goes high.
Rangers able to turn the Roughnecks over from the restart.
Hey, discipline, let us come out.
Contribution we've seen from Will Little on the night. Excellent little turn there. Service to find Bucio in the box.
Little just 7 minutes away from doubling his minutes total on the season in his first start of the 2018 campaign.
Well, that was his brightest moment on the ball tonight. I think what he has done well is make runs in behind the Tulsa defense and keeping those, especially those center halves occupied, which is given the likes of Barry, Bucio, and Hernandez some room.
Here is a turnover forced by Tulsa high up the pitch. Gamble streaking forward. He finds Ferreira trying to carve out room for a shot. Blocked well. Ferreira will get back on it and drop it back with G. Cervania. Good turn away from pressure. Ferreira again. Inside for Cervania. Excellent combination play from the two youngsters, and Brandon Cervania fires over.
We see the FC Dallas connection there, Carter. Ferreira with some dazzling footwork to create that chance, but Cervania can't keep his shot down. Alarm bells ringing on both sides. As I'd be surprised if this game ended 1-1.
Does look like there's some goals in it here in the second half. Each of these teams trying to force the issue. Not satisfied with the point. Talk about Tulsa Roughnecks not in the playoff picture, but still searching for some momentum in the season, and a first road win would certainly do that under their new coach, Michael Ntien.
Certainly would. They've got a 3-game homestand coming up month of September themselves, do the Roughnecks.
Hernandez sliding through midfield, but his pass for Little was well intercepted along the back line. Covarrubias looking up for the run of Ferreira down the middle, and that was a decent opportunity for the Tulsa Roughnecks on a quick counter. Hussein back now with Marr. Jedic there was just looking at right leg before the pass came over to him. See if that's an issue for center back for the Rangers moving forward. Hussein trying to slide it in behind. It was intercepted, but got back up, back into the passing lanes, and again, it's the Swope Park Rangers ball. Cervania now in midfield, finds Covarrubias. Under the watchful eye of Lucio, he's found a ball over to the left-hand side, and Dean is upended by Will Little, so it'll be a free kick in a dangerous position for the visitors.
Yeah, clever move there from Dean. Not a whole lot of contact in that challenge from Will Little. What Dean does smartly is he hits the turf. He wins Tulsa a free kick in a dangerous position, as you see. Keeping himself between the ball and Little.
Stoppage in play also allows for the first substitution of the game, checking out Felipe Hernandez. He's replaced by Rasenbach Akhmatov for his 4th appearance of the season. Pretty fresh new signing for the Swope Park Rangers, the Chechen, coming into the game. Slot into that midfield role, and first he'll have some defending to do. 2 Roughnecks standing over the ball. Covarrubias whipping it in towards the keeper, and that's an easy one for Eric Dick. Looked like maybe Covarrubias was signaling for his teammates. He wanted the runs in and around the penalty spot there, and they just didn't come.
We talk about Rasenbach Akhmatov, Carter, a player who entered as a second-half substitute just like this instance 10 days ago at Children's Mercy Park. The Rangers trailing 3-2 came in and made a strong impression, good performance, and was wide on the lead up to the equalizing goal late. Magic Berry, Rasenbach Akhmatov did not get credited for an assist on the play, but he would have nonetheless for the secondary assist.
Certainly created the goal, didn't he, with a lovely dribbling move, splitting 2 defenders. So signed just this month, but he's already making his impact on the Swope Park Rangers. Rasenbach Akhmatov salvaging a point the last time the Rangers were here at Children's Mercy Park. Lindsay trying to find Blackwood there, and it's straight through to the keeper. Busio getting it from Lindsay. The two North Carolinians and two close friends as well. The young academy products making waves in the Sporting Kansas City organization after moving from the coast all the way here to the Midwest. More on that in a second, as this is wonderful play from Ete Tavares. And now looking for the run through. It was offside anyways, but how dangerous was that from Tulsa?
I'm not even entirely sure that Jesus Ferreira there was the one who was offside. Might have been gamble there, but Rangers gambling.
And Barry beating the offside trap the other way, streaking up the pitch. Barry, ball still loose, and Serta pounces on it. Well, from a kick straight out of the back, the Rangers catching Tulsa off guard, and Barry onside here.
End-to-end stuff, and it's Route 1. Smith over the top to Barry. And Serta does just enough there. Well done from the Tulsa goalkeeper. Get his mitts to that one. Prevent Barry from giving the hosts 2-1 lead.
Harris G there sprinting back into position after you saw him raise his hand for offside. He must have been surprised that Barry had kept his run. But despite throwing his hand up, he was still able to get back in and affect the play there. And that's a large yell from the Tulsa bench. And a foul and a yellow card against Jalen Lindsay.
Carter, we may get another look at this, but if it is a yellow card, it may be for the descent after the fact, because this to me looked like a clean tackle. Dean giving chase, so is Lindsay. And Lindsay gets all ball there, Carter. For me, that's a clean challenge. Not worthy of a foul, let alone a yellow card.
We've got a couple of substitutions coming on to the game now, and first will be a debut for Ethan Vanacore Decker, signed August 10th, the 23-year-old coming on for Will Little. Little doubling his minutes total in the 2018 season. His first start. It's the first appearance for Ethan Vanacore Decker. And meanwhile, this is a welcome sight for the Tulsa Roughnecks as Joaquin Rivas checks back into the game after missing a few games out to injury. The lead scorer with 9 goals for the Tulsa Roughnecks, and that is a great option to bring off the bench here with 30 minutes to go.
It certainly is, and I would say this game just got that much more interesting, Carter, with Rivas' introduction, and then obviously Vanacore Decker making his debut.
Free kick whipped in by Ferreira, and Dick had to be alert at his near post. Still in the area and headed clear. Covarrubias off the post. Still in the area for Ferreira. He's offside. How about that from an effort by Alex Covarrubias? The technique. And he was so close to a wonder goal here.
So close to absolute glory. How cleanly hit is that from Alex Covarrubias? Simply wonderful. What a caroms off the left post. Much to the chagrin of Tulsa, that would have been an absolute peach.
Well, he must have thought he scored when it come off his boot there. Alex Covarrubias. And just his 4th game for the club. Just inches away there from a simply sensational goal. Eric Dick will go and kiss his right-hand post here when he gets the nearest chance.
Those are the types of goals that you dream about as a professional soccer player. Those balls falling to you from outside the box, you catching that volley sweetly on your boot, and the ball dipping into the corner. So agonizingly close from Covarrubias. Again, with Rivas coming into the game for Tulsa, they have added a dimension of danger to their attack, without question.
Well, the USL surpassed 2 million in total attendance last week, maintaining a record pace in the stands for the league's modern era. The league and its teams would like to thank you, the fans, for the rising support you have provided over the course of this season as we head toward the 2018 USL Cup playoffs. And will the Swope Park Rangers be involved in the playoffs, the back-to-back Western Conference defending champions? are in the 8th spot coming into tonight's action. Really desperate to try and get all 3 points here and add to their total, which currently sees them sit above that playoff line.
Well, look, plenty of the season still to be played, but I would not bet against the Swope Park Rangers. The experience they have on this team, the quality they have, especially going forward, the experience in the back with the likes of Jidic and Smith. Young players, but ones who are comfortable playing at this level.
No foul called there, as Tulsa Roughnecks really wanted. And Akhmatov charging forward, gets a tip off the goalkeeper. There'll be a corner kick here. Tulsa still furious with the non-call on Paris G on the far side of the field.
Well, their disappointment nearly costed them there, as they were in poor defensive position in that moment. Akhmatov having to go from distance, and the ball deflects out to the corner. Akhmatov may have been able to lay that ball off rather than shooting, but nonetheless, Busio standing over a corner kick here.
Get you confirmation on who that yellow card was shown to, as talking about that descent from the ranks of the Roughnecks following the foul, and one of their players has gone in referee Jonathan Belinsky's pocketbook. Now they have a corner kick to defend as well. Busio towards the back post, unmarked, headed back into the danger area, and Jidic's first time strike straight into the white shirt. And now here's some space for Campbell, who is offside. Happened right in front of the Roughnecks bench. They are upset with the far side AR, as Michael Gamble was streaming down the other end of the pitch.
Well, if Gamble was offside, it was certainly close.
Thank you.
Linesman was in good position to make the call.
Lindsay using his strength. Now finds Busio, edge of the area. Busio just sorting his feet out to get it back to Lindsay. And Busio's touch is prodded away by Covarrubias. Well, you might have heard me try and thank our producer there. And that was for him telling me that the yellow card had been issued to Josh Morgan. Here comes Haji Berry trying to cut it back inside the area. And it's cut out by Brandon Cervania. Here's Cervania popping up on the ball again. He finds Rivas. Exchanges a 1-2 in the middle of the pitch. Nicely done by the Roughnecks. Here they come. Straight down the middle. Gamble switches the play over now with Tavares. Little inside out move, Tavares, and he cuts it back. Jidic has to be there, but that might be the best attack of the game from the Tulsa Roughnecks. It's out for a corner.
Yeah, it's good defending from Amir Jidic. And another positive run from Eti Tavares. He's had a great night here this evening. This game's starting to get more and more stretched, isn't it? We see both teams finding space going forward into the attacking third. Both teams really looking capable of taking the lead here.
Certainly getting more and more stretch. It took a full stretch from Amir Jidic there to prevent that attack, and now here comes the ensuing corner kick. Up and over the heads.
Not quite innocuous.
I just like to give goalies grief. They'd like to yell away on just about every set piece opportunity.
It's a word that fits for just about every occasion, isn't it? When you're defending, away. When in doubt, away.
I'm talking to Matty Lawrence, color comm for Sporting Kansas City. He said, yeah, that's what defenders are trying to do most of the time anyways. In any case, here come the Rangers in attack. Busio, his pass well snuffed out. That was a good read by Claudio Munoz. And now, again, here comes Tavares. Down the right-hand side. Chipping it to the back post. Gamble, he's got some space here. Lays it off for Rivas. Off the post! And again, the Roughnecks coming ever so close here.
Nearly an instant impact from the substitute Rivas. He catches this one cleanly on his left boot. Gamble does well to set it up here. You see that ball just slightly kiss that far post. Tulsa unlucky on multiple occasions here in the second half with the woodwork.
Hit both the right and left side of frame of Eric Dick's goal. That one, as you mentioned, just pressing the outside of the post. Here's Kuzane looking for the run behind from Manicourt Decker.
You see the Rangers start to go a little bit more direct, at least more frequently here in the second half. Long ball over the top.
Gamble finding the man in form, Tavares. A lot of space on the right-hand side. This time Marr sees the inside out move all the way. Good tackle from the left back. And he'll earn a foul as well. Right in front of the referee there. I think perhaps Jonathan Belinsky is a little tired of players on each team demonstrating with each of his decisions. It's going to be a yellow card for dissent for Meti Tavares. '70th minute here, just 20 minutes regular time for one of these teams. Try and find another goal in this one, and a much needed victory.
I'll be interested to see over the final 20 minutes is how the Rangers approach this situation. You don't want to completely go chasing the game, but on paper you would look at this game, especially given the playoff race right now with the Rangers sitting in 8th place. This is a game where they will be wanting all 3 points, and anything less would be considered a disappointment for them. Interesting to see how the hosts cope with this challenge here over the final 20 minutes. As Tulsa, to their credit, they've given away nothing easily, as the Rangers have only been able to break through on a bit of magic from Kuzane.
Akhmatov just trying to get it into the feet of Busio. Pressure from Morton just enough there, as Busio looked like he might have him on the turn. You mentioned it with games coming up against teams in and around them in the playoff races. Oklahoma City, Fresno, St. Louis, and San Antonio coming to town after this one. It's the team propping up the Western Conference. The Swope Park Rangers really want to find a late goal here. Here's a ball over the top for Barry. Keeper out of position, but he makes a wonderful save. Well, Fabian Cerda sprinting well into nosebleed territory here, but he's done excellently in the end.
A bit unconventional, and it may open your eyes a bit, but Cerda does well here. He comes off his line as Barry streaks forward. He does well to get his mitts on the ball. Cerda, USL, is a leading saves man with 90 coming into tonight.
Busio is cross to the back post, eludes everyone, but Manicourt Decker can go and retrieve, and he'll clip it back into the air. A headed clear by Vukovic. Now Gamble will try and help it on, but it's a foul against Akhmatov.
Well, we've seen the Rangers be a little vulnerable here in the second half. This is on these counters, and oftentimes see a turnover here from Tulsa.
Manicourt Decker intercepting the pass, but he's tackled away. It falls to Blackwood. He'll pass it back now with Manicourt Decker. And again, trying to get his eyes up. He's back tackled this time by Sylvania.
What I was saying, Carter, is what we've seen from Tulsa when they've been the most dangerous in the second half is when the Rangers have had set pieces of their own and they've failed to cover in transition.
Gamble, edge of the area, and plenty of time. It's a wonderful ball and kick save, Eric Dick! Magnificent! And he's kept the score level.
One of the biggest steps of the season there from Eric Dick. As Tulsa continued to knock on the door. Well, if Dick was saved by his left and right posts earlier this half, he has saved the 10 teammates in front of him from blushes to keep the game at 1-1.
Tulsa growing into it. Here's Vukovic. Good cross towards the edge of the penalty area. Amir Jidic had to use every ounce of his 6'4" frame there. Barry, he's found a good ball through the middle. And Busio for Vanacore Decker, who's offside. And a chance for the Swope Park Rangers goes begging up this end, but just moments ago, it was wonderful build-up play from the Tulsa Roughnecks that really you thought it was going to be 2-1.
Yeah, it's a terrific through ball there from Ferreira, isn't it? What an unbelievable kick save from Eric Dick. One, and he will certainly not forget in his rookie season. Maybe his best stop. And Carter, we saw Eric Dick a couple weeks ago win USL Save of the Week. That's another nominee right there, hands down.
Denied the leading goal scorer for this Roughnecks team, Joaquin Ribas, searching for his 10th goal of the season there. Comes up against Eric Dick brick wall. Cervania gets a nice full-powered shot there straight into the palms of Eric Dick. Gamble still feeling the effects of a challenge from Graham Smith.
Quite honestly, Carter, if I'm Paulo Nagamura right now, I'm not really liking the way my team is playing right now, giving up a handful of clean looks. We're going to see another yellow card for dissent, this one going to Graham Smith. Jonathan Walensky's credit, he has been consistent all night, showing his yellows, players voicing their disagreement.
Graham Smith still trying to figure out why he is the next name to be taken down, but won't be able to talk himself out of the book. It's on a yellow card for the remaining 15 minutes plus stoppage time here. Vukovic finds Rivas. Inside now for Cervania. He's really grown into the game as well. Rivas cutting inside. Slots it across. Second touch from Ferreira straight towards goal, but again blocked away by the Rangers backline.
Even there, Carter, that's too easy for Rivas to find Ferreira there at the top of the box. He just makes him run toward goal, toward the box. No one really closing him down. Ferreira's shot is blocked.
Morton wins it away from Barry, and now here come Tulsa again. Tavares. Corner of the penalty spot, cuts it back. Covarrubias with the back heel for Rivas. Takes a deflection, it'll go out for a corner. But the pressure is mounting from the visitors here at Children's Mercy Park.
It certainly is. The referee deems that this shot did not take a deflection, so the Rangers will have a goal kick. Nevertheless, it's more alarm bells as Roughnecks looking more likely to take the lead here as we enter the final quarter hour.
Apologies, good spot there by Sam Cobson as the three closer to the play. So there wasn't a deflection, so the Rangers had the goal kick instead of the corner, but worrying times for Paulo Nagamura's bunch here, as it's the Roughnecks who have really grown into the second half and have created a fair few chances over the past 15 minutes or so. And now foul called against Cervania. Rangers wanted advantage. They'll restart now and move forward into the Tulsa half.
I think if you're the Rangers right now, it's an opportunity to clean things up. Get tighter at the back. Keep looking forward for that go-ahead goal. Clean on the ball in possession and lock down Tulsa when they bring it into the attacking half themselves. The likes of Tavares and Gamble have been too comfortable.
Munoz into the feet of Ferreira. That's a really lovely flick for Cervania. Now Vukovic, plenty of space here on the left-hand side. Back to Cervania. Cervania with a nice turn, and he whips in a shot towards Eric Dick's near post. An easy claim for big keeper from Indiana. Good build up through the middle of the park for the Rangers. Trying to slot it in behind for Busio was Vanacore Decker. And now it's fallen to Busio. He slots it back for Barry in the area. He smashes it home. Who else but Haji Barry? His 11th. Put on a platter by Gianluca Busio. And the Rangers take a late lead here at Children's Mercy Park.
Brilliant from Busio, bliss for Barry as the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. Morton does well to defend that initially, but Busio gets onto the loose ball, and make no mistake, what a finish from Haji Barry into the top corner, his 11th of the season. And what a massive goal it is for the Swope Park Rangers. 2-1.
Funny game this can be. Tulsa Roughnecks looking more and more likely as a team to get the third goal in this game, but it's their mistake on their own end of the pitch. Good play from Haji Barry, and here he comes streaking again up the pitch, slotted in back for Blackwood, off the post. Barry still now for Busio, and it's intercepted by Covarrubias.
Oh, you cannot take your eyes off of this. Carter Augustine, nearly 3-1 in an instant. The Rangers come forward again. An absolutely back-breaking goal to concede for Tulsa, who had really enjoyed their best spell of the match. But one giveaway in the back. Busio, who has been a danger all night, getting his well-deserved assist. And Barry showing his quality with a ruthless finish into the corner. And then seconds later, almost getting an assist. Blackwood hits the woodwork. Only 2-1 tonight, Carter, but the entertainment level has given us something more.
And don't take your eyes off this one, Sam, because there's 10 minutes left in the game. It's starting to really open up here. Vanacore Decker leaving it for Marr. And Barry. Good step there from Morton. So it looked like, again, Busio was going to find some space. Gamble now trying to slot Ferreira into good area, but well read by the Rangers back line. Busio for Blackwood. Trying to size up his defender one-on-one and just too heavy inside. Get an inside look at life on and off the field from a player's perspective every Wednesday evening in the latest edition of From the Pitch on USLsoccer.com. Dangerous pass from Dick into pressure, and Jidic just about able to get that one away.
This game has been stretched so thin that for the neutrals, been no shortage of entertainment, especially here over the last 20 minutes or so. You're the Swope Park Rangers right now. You've weathered a storm, and it's not a good distribution there as Roughnecks back on the ball.
Covarrubias lining one up. Here, clatter into benches there behind Eric Dick's goal. Saw Covarrubias clatter one off the post with wonderful technique. In the second half, this one not quite as close. That will allow for the third and final substitution for Paolo Nagamura, and he's bringing off Gianluca Busio, who the homegrown Sporting Academy product, getting his second assist in the USL season, and it is, for the time being, the go-ahead goal.
I think we saw plenty of Gianluca Busio's attacking quality over the course of 83 minutes, and now Brian Rubaiyat coming into the game, and I think what he'll do is sit a little bit deeper than Busio did, which I think is much needed, and a good switch here from Paulo Nagamura. Occupy a little bit more space in that midfield, which has been absolutely wide open here in the second half. Rubaiyat on the ball there.
Getting involved early on and coming away with the ball from that midfield scrum. He's got some work to do to get onto that one, and he's unable to. Rivas, clever little turn around Rubaiyat as well. 6.5 minutes plus stoppage time. That's all that remains for the Tulsa Roughnecks, who again have a good performance on the road, but again are staring at 0 points for their efforts. Lindsay feeds it back to Smith, who will just hack this one clear. Loose ball picked up by Covarrubias.
Well, if this does turn out to be the final scoreline, I think Tulsa coach Michael Ensign can nonetheless be proud of the way his team has competed tonight. Giving nothing easy to the Rangers, giving a fair account of themselves, had plenty of chances going forward. 10 shots on target themselves, Roughnecks.
16 shots in total as well. They have really ramped it up here in the second half. Couple of efforts off the woodwork. Eric Dick with a just wonderful kick save. Joaquin Rivas was on the doorstep. Could very well be the moment of the match in this one.
Certainly could be, Carter, and I think that right now is what has separated the sides ultimately, is those little bits of class. And Eric Dick showing one in goal. Juan Kuzain, the free kick in the first half, absolutely stunning. That right now is the difference.
Rubaiyat almost tripping over his own feet there, but he's able to stumble this one forward for Lindsay. Barry trying to return it and overcooked it. Even the speedy Jalen Lindsay unable to speed onto that one. We'll ask for some covering help from Haji Barry as Tulsa get this goal kick started really quickly. Stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL's social media channels. Our intercepts as Gamble was sprinting in behind, trying to combine with Tavares. Akhmatov over now with Vanacore Decker. Vanacore Decker, as I said, making his Swope Park Rangers debut. The former USA U20 international came up in the Red Bulls system. He's a 7th generation professional soccer player in his family.
Certainly don't see those every day, do you? But certainly pedigree in the family. Nathan Vanacore Decker, as we see some disappointment expressed on the near sideline from young Jesus Ferreira. Get a look at Decker there, making his SPR debut this evening. Could be another important addition for the Rangers as they dive into the final month and a half of the season.
I can't even go back 7 generations, I don't think, let alone know that all 6 of my forefathers were professional soccer players. It's kind of running in the bloodlines.
I think only 3 of my generations even know what the game of soccer is.
Intercepted by Kuzain here. Advantage played by the referee, and Kuzain slots Blackwood into space. Blackwood in behind. Good goalkeeping there. Fabian Serta, he read it the whole way.
Good feed from Kuzain, good goalkeeping from Serta, but Blackwood really disappointed with his first touch there. He was through on goal. Cleaner first caress of the ball, and he might have been through.
Still a chance here for Tulsa, as that's an excellent cross from the right-hand side. Just a bit too tall for Jesus Ferreira. And one more substitution will be made, as Musi Tayu will come in. He'll check in Paris G, minutes leader for the Roughnecks on the season, will find his way to the bench for the final 2 minutes of this one. Meanwhile, Utsi Tayu making just his third appearance, I should say, for this Tulsa Roughnecks side. He'll slot in at right back as they chase an equalizer here. Maybe it's a formation change, Sam. Might be 3 center backs now. Just a case of throwing the dice at the final stages.
And that's precisely the case. Uzi Tayu coming in as one of those 3 center halves. Vukovic in a bit more of an advanced role. Now Tulsa essentially is working with 4 forwards up there. And Gamble, Ferreira, Tavares, and Rivas.
Well, you talk about consistency, Sam, and there is some consistency as Decker kicks the ball away, delays the game, and goes into the referee's pocketbook. We saw that happen to Haji Berry at the end of the first half, and at the end of the second half, exact same case. This time it's Decker who goes in the book, and now he retreats to try and help defend this free kick. We're in the final minute of regulation here. Tulsa pushing everyone forward. Covarrubias standing it up, edge of the box. Tayu trying to get onto it. And it's knocked away by Akhmatov. And now it's 3-on-3, make it 4-on-3 for the Rangers. Akhmatov sliding it in behind for Berry, and Serda again, well off his line there. He's had a nice clearance as well. Can the Rangers get this one away? Jidic just about. He flips it up for Decker, and he draws a foul. They'll really do a world of good for the Rangers. They take a bit of the air out of the ball here. As we look at the 3 minutes being confirmed along the near side by the 4th official. 3 minutes left for Tulsa to try and find an equalizer.
Well, from what we've seen tonight, you wouldn't rule out anything, would you? Both teams have put in a good performance this evening. It's been a good spectacle, very watchable game from start to finish. Jonathan Belinsky shown his card, his yellow card, multiple times throughout the night. More often than not for time wasting, delaying restarts and dissent. There hasn't been anything malicious between the sides this evening.
Tulsa trying to find one last chance in this one. Cervania, that's a decent ball forward. Lindsay with an awkward header. Now Vukovic sprinting onto it. Can't quite wrap his foot around that one, and it goes begging out of play.
Vukovic probably had time here to take a touch, prevent the ball from rolling out along the end line, as Jalen Lindsay wasn't able to head it away cleanly. He tried to take it first time. It was always going to be a tough play to make. Now, got about 90 seconds or so left here at Children's Mercy Park.
Dick will pump this one forward. And Berry is well marshaled on the back line by Munoz, who does well to read the intentions of Rubaiyat there. And Tulsa can try and come away with this. Battle for possession along the halfway stripe. Cervania finds a good ball. Is there one final attack here for the Roughnecks? Tavares into the area for Ferreira. Still alive, Ferreira, and his pass goes well wide. But the Roughnecks still have it. Actually offside, as Josh Morton getting on the end of Ferreira's pass, and he had come from an offside position, and that could very well end the final attack of the game for the Tulsa Roughnecks.
And maybe Tulsa's night in a nutshell right there. Dangerous throughout the evening, asking questions of the Rangers defense, but just not quite clinical enough. A little lack of quality to end the play with a ball in the back of the net.
Time running out on Tulsa. So we are well into the 3 minutes of stoppage time here. Hussein pumping it forward. Gets it back. Palm on the ball, Hussein. Smith will play it into the corner. Akhmatov giving tepid chase there. Seconds ticking away here. Serda moves it forward for Hussein. Maybe time for one final attack to defeat a gamble. He's upended, and there will be one final free kick here for the Tulsa Roughnecks.
And Gamble goes down easily there. Nevertheless, he does well to win his team one final opportunity here. It's going to be Rubaiyat to serve this ball in.
Eric Dick putting two players in the wall. Is there magic in the final kick of the game? Rubaiyat in towards the penalty spot, headed down and straight into the arms of Eric Derrick. He celebrates, and the Swope Park Rangers celebrate a 2-1 come-from-behind victory. 3 points back on the cards for the Swope Park Rangers at home.
And it wasn't a vintage performance from the Swope Park Rangers, but it was a massive victory for this team. Quality showing through with Hussein and Barry finding the back of the net to overcome a Tulsa side that gave a great account of itself tonight. Michael Ncien will be proud of his Tulsa team this evening. Michael Gamble getting on the score sheet for the visitors. But at the end of the day, Swope Park Rangers the better side. And they come away with 3 massive points in their push for the postseason.
3 massive points for the Swope Park Rangers as they try and keep hold of that 8th spot in the West. Game-winning assist from Gianluca Busio late on in the game. And that proved to be the difference. Swope Park Rangers come away with a 2-1 victory over the Tulsa Roughnecks. Stick with us. We'll be back for final stats and highlights. Back here in Kansas City, Kansas, where the Swope Park Rangers come from behind in this one to win by a score of 2-1 over the Tulsa Roughnecks. Really resilient performance here from the Swope Park Rangers as they get a much-needed 3 points at home, returning to winning ways after a bit of a tough stretch on home ground. So let's take a look at the final stats from this one. And boy, this game really opened up in the second half.
Well, the second half was absolutely enthralling, end-to-end stuff. Both teams threatening on multiple occasions. You see 33 total shot attempts, 15 of which on goal. There was danger throughout, but at the end of the day, it's 2-1 SPR.
2-1 SPR, the final score here in Kansas City, Kansas. It was an opening goal from Michael Gamble, who capitalized on a couple of Swope Park Rangers mistakes to give Tulsa Roughnecks the lead. It was soon equalized by that man, Kuzain, with a sumptuous free kick. Later on, Gianluca Busio putting it on a platter for Haji Berry to get his 11th goal of the campaign. Win this one for the Swope Park Rangers. Well, for producer director Jordan Burrell, EIC Brad Zimmerman, TD Dan McCaffrey, A1 Aaron Clark, our replay op Jason Briley, Jared Sailing, wonderful camera crew John Gerhards, Keaton McGuire, Paul Stokes, Nate Younger, and graphics wonder special Maggie Blair. Thank you for watching. For Sam Cobson, I'm Carter Augustine. Final score here, Swope Park Rangers 2, Tulsa Roughnecks 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.